Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 7. Jamaica is to create the first Caribbean green bond listing on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. The move is expected to place the island as the Caribbean country of choice to conduct climate-smart and sustainable business. Almost $583,000 in support has been approved by the Green Climate Fund GCF. Jamaica's proposal, which was submitted on August 12, was approved by the GCF on October 4.
We recognize that the government's budget will not be enough in ensuring a strong local response to building resilience. However, we also recognize that the government has a key role to play as market maker and regulator in mobilizing, incentivizing, and partnering with the private sector in financing areas of strategic climate action.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing Monday's opening of the Green Climate Fund Private Investment for Climate Conference, GPIC. The October 7 to 9 summit is being held in Incheon, Republic of Korea. The GPIC is a global marketplace where private and public sector entities come together to accelerate climate action in developing countries. While in the Republic of Korea, Mr. Holness is expected to lead a panel discussion on moving climate ambitions forward. The Prime Minister met with the Deputy Executive Director of the Green Climate Fund, Javier Manzanares. He also met with the Jamaican diaspora in the Asian country. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is in charge of government, while Prime Minister Holness is on assignment. Technology Minister Favour Williams is reiterating calls for Jamaicans to become more aware of cyber threats and take the necessary steps to safeguard their data. Minister Williams says as the world becomes more connected, issues surrounding cyber threats, data privacy, and protection are becoming more commonplace.
Additionally, to the business people and government, our systems and networks need to be equipped with state-of-the-art protection mechanisms to mitigate cyber attacks as best as possible. As individuals, businesses, and government, we have to raise the awareness of the value of protecting our data and taking the necessary steps to ensure that as far as possible we secure our systems.
Minister Williams was speaking recently at the DESCON 2019 Security and Encryption Conference. The technology minister says while the ability to connect and engage with technology for business and other pursuits has become a great enabler for growth and development, it also has its disadvantages in the form of cyber attacks and cyber threats.
Cybersecurity experts predict that by 2021, cyber crimes will cost the world about $6 trillion a year. Global ransomware damage costs are predicted to hit $20 billion US, and businesses will fall victim to a ransomware attack every 11 seconds, up from every 14 seconds.
Consequently, the minister is appealing to business operators to train their employees in cybersecurity. The Senate on Friday approved a 90-day extension of the State of Public Emergency SOE for the St. Andrews South Police Division. Since the start of the operation in July, murders have reduced by 58% and shootings by 47%. 12 firearms, 120 ammunitions, and 8 magazines were also recovered, while 11 persons have been arrested and charged. Leader of Government Business, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, said while the SOE has had successes, the division is not yet where it needs to be. She said a committee is being established to track success under the SOEs.
The Prime Minister had indicated that there would be a quote-unquote epoch-style oversight committee established to monitor progress, and that the framework for this, however, had to be developed. He had charged persons to set up a working group within the partnership, and they are working through and with this ACON group that has been mentioned to take that matter forward.
Approximately $1 billion in savings to the government has been realized from the rationalization of public bodies to date. Executive Director of the Transformation Implementation Unit, TIU, in the Ministry of Finance, Maria Thompson Walters, made the disclosure at a JIS think tank recently.
Our finance team is working to create a model to track those savings back into the consolidated fund. So those are real savings, not just things that we add up on a piece of paper, and to ensure that the consolidated fund is impacted positively from the action that we're doing, and that we have funds available to deal with areas such as health, security, and education.
Mrs. Thompson-Walters says 30 public bodies have been rationalized to date, with plans in place for another 18 entities to be merged or reintegrated into their parent ministries by the end of the calendar year. Among the objectives of the rationalization process are to ensure greater efficiency and effectiveness in public sector service delivery, reduce costs, and improve governance. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging the public to take precautionary measures to reduce the likelihood of being struck by lightning. Over the last 4 weeks, a child died shortly after being struck by lightning, while a number of schoolboys have been injured by the weather element during football matches. In a release, the ministry states that a lightning bolt is 1,000,000 times more powerful than household current, as it carries up to 100 million volts of electricity. When someone is struck by lightning, an electrical shock occurs that can cause burns and even stop the person's heart or breathing. The ministry says as the latter part of the hurricane season approaches, thunderstorms are more likely to occur, and any thunderstorm is a potential killer since they generate lightning. Persons should therefore pay attention to weather forecasts, allowing time to plan for threatening weather. Stay inside a well-constructed building away from conducting elements such as water and electrical wires or devices. If on the outside, stay away from trees and halt recreational activities in or on water. Wait at least 30 minutes before resuming, avoiding plumbing or electrical circuits. If inside a vehicle, roll the windows up and do not touch the outer frame of the car. If a person is struck by lightning, they should get immediate medical attention. And finally, the government is establishing international branches of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. The first satellite center will be established at the Kenyatta University in Nairobi, Kenya in December. The second will be opened in Morocco in January 2020, the third in South Africa in March 2020, and thereafter in Nigeria and Seychelles. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the satellite network is one of several key outcomes emerging from discussions at the recent United Nations World Tourism Organization meeting in Russia.
The Resilience Center has also established strong relations with the Global Resilience Council in London. What that partnership after would do is that the council would be responsible for international seminars on behalf of
The tourism minister made the disclosure at a recent press conference in New Kingston. The Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, based at the University of the West Indies, Mona, is managed by the Ministry of Tourism. The center is established to build and fortify the capacity of tourism-dependent economies to deal with shocks impacting the industry. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.